All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. I am very excited to be with you tonight because we are going to share one of my favorite classes, and that is on the topic of the Young Living business opportunity and this concept of prosperity. And one of the first questions that we get to ask ourselves is, am I even worthy of a prosperous life? And I hope that you are all in agreement that you are. And if there's any question about that, I want you to really do some soul searching and some praying, because I'm here to tell you that you are worthy of that. And we're going to talk tonight a little bit about mindset, a little bit about how you earn income with Young Living, and a lot about what the potential is and what it might look like. So for those of you that are joining Thursday Night Live for the first time, allow me to introduce myself. Hello, hello. My name is Skyla Mann, and I am a diamond with Young Living. I live in West Des Moines, Iowa, and I have got the best team on the entire planet, a team filled with people that are all about leadership and kindness and helping Team Young Living as a whole to grow to whole new levels. And what I love most about Young Living is the opportunity that each of us gets to bring our best self to the game. And none of us have to do it exactly the same as the other one. I recently completed a second session of downline leadership with Eric Walton, and one of his favorite quotes that I have adopted into my life is that there's only one path to diamond, and that is your path. And I think that that's really, really important. We share lots of ideas on how to grow this business and how to share. And at the end of the day, it is you and your superpowers, your unique qualities that are going to get you there. Okay, so keep all of that in mind. I am going to do a screen share real quick. Maybe. Here we go. And let's see. Hopefully this will look good to you. All right. So this is our topic for the evening. What does prosperity look like to you? All right. Our chat box might come into play here. I'm using the PowerPoint that I use when I travel all over to do this class. And so if you would like to share your name and maybe your favorite Young Living product, that would be fantastic. That's what that chat box is for. And also, it's up to you whether or not you want to type this in or not. But what I really do want you to take a moment to think about is, why have you come to this class tonight? And the reason this is such an important question is because our outcome generally rises to the level of our expectations. So if you have come well rested, energized, you're sitting on the edge of your seat ready to take notes, I can guarantee you that you're going to get more out of it than if you are laying in bed and dozing off. And that's not to say that you can't, let me put you to sleep, because I will happily do that. But what I'm saying is that we need to be seeking answers and inspiration and motivation, not just another class, okay? So it is important that you know in your mind what it is that you've come seeking. So I'm going to start out tonight with a bit of a story time for you. And I want you to listen as I share with you the story about a job interview. And I just want you to to kind of let this soak into you, and be sensitive to what emotions are stirring up for you, okay? So I went on an interview for a job, and when the boss asked what I wanted for compensation, I replied, well, first, I would like a generous commission on everything I sell with no limitations on my income. Second, I would like to be paid residually. That means forever. Next, I want the ability to earn all expense-paid trips for a job well done, not just vacation time, but the whole vacation. I would also like the opportunity to purchase my own products at a huge discount and earn lots of free products with those purchases. I expect you to provide me with the very best graphics, training, and resources to grow my business. When I bring in and train new team members, I hope to be compensated, plus earn an extra percentage of their purchases and the purchases of the people they bring in. Seventh, I would like the opportunity to rapidly advance within the company. Eight, when I do well, I expect lots of praise and recognition and perks. Next, I would like my friends and family to be able to work with me. And finally, I need to set my own schedule, and I would like to work only when it suits me and my family. So, when can I start? After the owner recovered from shock, he roared with laughter. You can't be serious. You're dreaming. You'll never find an opportunity like that anywhere. And if you do, come back and get me, because I'd like to work with you. At that point, I gave him my business card. So, obviously, this is a little bit of a fictitious story, but I have read this interview numerous times, and would you believe that all 10 of those items are actually true with Young Living? So if you had emotions welling up like, oh, that's ridiculous, that could never happen, I just want to assure you that it actually can happen, okay? So I want to share just a little bit about our story with Young Living. We joined back in 2007. Our family was introduced to Young Living by a neighbor of ours. Her name is Sonia Swan, and she is also a diamond in Young Living. And we were very, very content product users. We were on Essential Rewards, and we were just slowly learning how to incorporate these products into our life. And that went on, believe it or not, for 5 years. In August of 2012, we learned about the business opportunity. And the way that we learned about it was that Sonia called me, and I remember exactly where I was standing. I answered the phone in our bedroom. I had been folding laundry, and I remember looking out into the backyard as she asked me, Skyla, what do you think about the products from Young Living? How are you liking your essential oils? And my initial thought was, well, goodness, Sonia, you can see how much we order, right? We're in your downline. I obviously like them a lot. And so she asked, have you ever thought about sharing it with other people? And immediately my wall went up, because what I heard was, I would like you to do the business. And in my ears, that sounded like work. And I had plenty of work going on in my life at that time. I was homeschooling our kids. I had a piano studio that I was operating. I was a 4-H leader. I offered ministry at our church. I was just involved in lots and lots of things, and I just couldn't fathom that one more thing. Can any of you guys relate to that? When someone asks you to add something to your already spinning plate act, and you're thinking, I can't possibly do one more thing. That's exactly where we were. But out of respect to my neighbor, because I loved her and she lives very close to me, I went to her home at the end of August in 2012 just to listen to her class. And she had been to convention that summer. She had been to an event in Michigan with Shannon Hudson and had learned what it might look like if we actually shared the business. So I heard her out. I came away from that class thinking, you know, it isn't for the finances that I'm interested, but it is out of a moral obligation, almost guilt, if I'm really being honest, because I started thinking about how much we really did love the products. And I thought, goodness, maybe this would actually be beneficial to some other friends and family that I know. And it's pretty rude of me to keep it to myself. So that's really how this got started, was because I felt a little bit guilty, like I'd been keeping something very effective all to myself. So I spent the months of September and October researching what Young Living was all about, learning more about the products. I went to the library and I got as much information as I could on network marketing. And I really tried to empower myself so that when I launched, I would be as informed as I possibly could. So we started doing classes in November of 2012. And in that first month, our OGV jumped from 500 to 10,000. So for those of you that are already teaching some classes, you know that that's a pretty significant jump. And that means that we were doing lots and lots of classes and lots of one-on-ones. So for at least the first 3 months, I was doing anywhere from 6 to 8 classes a week. And that means I was squeezing them in over the lunch hour. I would do lunch and learns. I would sometimes do 2 classes a day because, you know, as a busy mom, I figured if I'm going to clean the house, I may as well take advantage of it while it's clean. So sometimes I would do a lunch class and then I'd have another one that evening. And I would just invite anyone and everyone that I knew. And I was not afraid to ask, you know, them if they had people that they wanted to invite. And very quickly, our group began to grow just by word of mouth. So by November, that second week, actually, when I started, we had hit executive. 4 months later, in March of 2013, is when we hit silver. We hit gold that fall, platinum the next spring, and then it took about 1.5 years for us to hit diamond. So that's kind of our journey, which has been a very fun one. And it is imperative that tonight and any time really that you're thinking about what this might look like. It's just imperative that you dream big, you guys. Let your mind go to places where maybe it hasn't. Sometimes as adults, we squelch the ability to dream. And I think that's a shame. I know that as children, it's very easy to have outrageous dreams, but as we grow older, people tend to say, now, let's be real, okay? Have you heard that line before? Let's get serious, okay? I'm here to say that at least for the next 45 minutes, as we're together, I'm going to challenge you to just suspend your reality, okay? Let your mind wander to the possibilities, okay? Now, I posted on the Thursday Night Live page. Some of you might have seen it. Some of you may not have. This is a copy of our income disclosure sheet. And if you printed this out, this would be a good time to have it in front of you. If you didn't print it out, I don't want you to worry. It will not impair this next activity. But at some point, if you haven't seen this, this is something that we are required to share anytime we're talking about the business, but it also turns out that it's a really good business building tool because it lets people know the honest to goodness numbers of what the average distributor at different ranks in the company, what they're actually earning. And sometimes we need to see that in order to let our dreams go. So I'm going to take you through a visioning exercise, and this may feel really strange, especially if you came tonight expecting hardcore numbers. Don't worry, we're going to get there. But first, I'm going to take you through an exercise that I hope will feel different than anything you have ever done before in relation to the business of Young Living. So what I would like to ask for you to do is sit in a comfortable position. So now is when it's okay. If you want to lay down on your bed, if you want to recline in your chair, this is the time to do it, okay? I want you to allow yourself to give all of your weight to the earth. So just take a nice deep breath and just let yourself relax. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for just a moment. And then I want you to exhale through your mouth very deeply. Good job. Continue this deep breathing in and out through your nose. I want you to place your hand on your abdomen and just feel it as it softens with each exhalation. Allow more breath to enter the body. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Feel yourself relaxing more and more with each breath. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Now, I want you to imagine that you have just started sharing the Young Living lifestyle with your friends and family. You have reached STAR, which is the first rank of the compensation plan. Your first check arrives. It's $77, which is the average monthly check for this rank. What can you do with an extra $77 a month? Take a moment to think about how and where that money might fit into your monthly budget. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. You continue on your Young Living journey and have now hit the next rank, Senior Star. Your check jumps to $240, which is the average check for that rank. What would you and your family do with an extra $240 a month? What monthly bill might that help take care of? Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Your next stop of your Young Living career is the rank of executive. Your check is now $514 for the month. What would you do with that money? Would that cover your family's car payment? Perhaps your child care bill? Would that amount allow you to begin saving for a family vacation? Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Now you've hit the first leadership rank with Young Living. Congratulations, you are a silver. You open your check and it's $2,227. And that's not just $2,000 for this month. It's $2,000 again in November and again in December. How would that monthly amount of income change your family's life? Let yourself pause for a moment and imagine the impact this would have. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. And then you continue to rank up, now hitting gold, and your check jumps to $6,067 a month. This is a rank that's a game changer for many people. Could $6,000 a month change your family's life? Take a moment to invite in the dreams that you could achieve with this type of income. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. You continue your journey with Young Living, and you have now achieved the rank of Platinum. Your monthly check arrives, you open it, and are overjoyed to discover that it is $15,324. What would it be like for you to have a monthly income of almost $15,000? What would change in your life with that level of income? How could this impact your family? Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. And now you have reached the rank of Diamond, and your check jumps again. You are now making almost $39,566 a month. $39,000 a month. Let that sink in for a moment. What would your life look like if you were opening a check each month for $39,000? Let yourself open to the possibility that this can be a reality for you and for your family. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. You have now reached the rank of Crown Diamond. Your check is $74,188 each month. You are now making per month what many people dream of making per year. Envision, where would you be living? What kinds of vacations would you take? What causes would you support easily? Imagine having the choice to be completely debt-free. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. And now, for the biggest congratulations of all, you have reached the highest rank in Young Living. You are a Royal Crown Diamond, and your monthly check is $152,377. Take a moment to think about all of the lives you have touched and changed by sharing the Young Living lifestyle. Consider the impact and the legacy that this is creating. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. In a moment, on a count of 3, I'm going to ask you to leave this visioning exercise and return to the space that you are in. 1, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing movement back into the body. 2, start to deepen your breath. 3, slowly and gently open your eyes and take in the space around you. Now I'd like for you, if you've got a piece of paper handy, I'd like for you to take just a few seconds. I'm not going to pause too long because you can come back to this later. But I want you to jot down some of the emotions that you felt. Let's just zero in on the emotion words. As we went through the different ranks and you heard those numbers of what the average income was, what were some of the emotions that you felt arise during this visioning exercise? If anyone cares to share, you can certainly type those in the chat box. Sometimes it's kind of neat to know if you have a mental block. Like I know some people have told me, Skyla, I can't even imagine anything past platinum. Like those numbers don't seem real. And it's good to be in touch with those feelings because that's an area then that we know we need to work on, an area where we need to expand our vision. So just be in touch with those feelings. All right. So we're gonna pass the sharing part because you're kind of doing that amongst yourself. When I'm doing this class live, I'll take a bottle of peppermint and pass it around the room because after you have people do a visioning exercise, sometimes they get really relaxed and really sleepy, and it's good to kind of wake up the senses again. So if you've got peppermint handy and you need a little perk up, you can take a whiff of that. All right, so next up, I have a picture that is our compensation plan. And we have this in many forms. I'm a big fan of the trifold flyer that we can get from Young Living, and I actually think there might even be a more current one than this one. But it opens up and gives a nice full spread of the compensation plan. I purposely made this fairly small because at this moment in time, I don't want you to worry about all of the numbers on this page. This is a little overwhelming when you're first beginning, so we're going to break it down into manageable pieces. But what I want to tell you right now is that if you are new to the idea of the Young Living business, one of my favorite ways to become educated and familiar with this compensation plan is simply to log on to YouTube and type in Young Living Compensation Plan and spend some time. Maybe you do several a day, maybe you take some time to watch one video a day for a week, but spend some time watching different Young Living leaders explain the compensation plan. The reason I like this form of learning is because we know that each of us have a different color personality and different people explain it in different ways, which means you may resonate with one leader more than you do another. You may hear a little nugget from one that someone else might have left out. So I encourage you to just go to compensation plan school and take time to really submerge yourself into that. Also, in our virtual office, hopefully all of you are familiar with Young Living University. And that is a school, basically, with classes that you can take right in your virtual office for free. And there are plenty of PowerPoints and videos and tutorials about the compensation plan that will help you a lot as you learn. This is the part of the compensation plan that I want to focus on for just a bit. And this is the most important part, you guys, learning how to help people create a foundation. And what I can assure you is that once you have reached the level of executive, I can promise you that you'll have the rest of the compensation plan down, okay? So let's talk just for a moment about some of the terminology. Over here on the left-hand side, under the word qualifications, you will see some acronyms. We have PV, which stands for personal volume. We have OGV, which stands for overall group volume. We have PGV, which stands for personal group volume. And we have this goofy word leg, okay? So each of these are going to come into play as we talk through what it takes to get from distributor up to executive. So when we enroll as a wholesale member, all of us are distributors. If you want to be a distributor with the potential of earning income, you need to invest in your business. And while there are some fine details right in the very beginning, you can get away with spending 50 PV per month. But by and large, as your group continues to grow and as time goes on, you're going to want to get in the habit of investing 100 PV, which is essentially like $100, on essential rewards each month. And the reason that I advise my business builders on our team to do that is because that will open up the floodgates for you to earn income all the different ways that Young Living pays us. And you can rest assured you will never miss a check. Now, something else that I'm going to throw in case you haven't heard, we have on Essential Rewards, we have a program that will prevent your rewards order from dropping below 100 in the event that something in your order should go out of stock. We don't ever want you to miss a check because that happened. So we have something that is called PV Assist. You might want to jot that down. If you're not on PV Assist, I encourage you to log into your Essential Rewards tab in your virtual office and take a look at what that is. Basically, it just means that you put a few items in your backup cart that you say to Young Living, hey, if anything ever should go out of stock in my order, I give you permission to pull these items, as many as you need, out of my backup cart and put them in my order so that I make sure I never fall below 100 PV. And if you want to ensure that you never fall below 300 PV, you can set your threshold at that. So you could set it at whatever level you want. But PV Assist is a very, very helpful thing for those of us that are building the business and want to make sure that we never miss a check. So if I were to enroll a friend named Sally and another friend named Mark, Sally would be one leg and Mark would be another. And so legs are the people that are directly under me, okay? Now, anybody that Sally and Mark enroll and it goes deeper and deeper, those are considered levels. So as a distributor, if you are investing 100 PV a month, you have the ability, if your team is structured in such a way that you can earn 8% on your front level people, so the top people in your leg, you would earn 8% on what they order. You would also earn 5% on level 2. So anybody that Sally and Mark enroll, I could earn 5% on them, okay? When your overall group volume, so this means anything that I spend plus anybody that I have enrolled on my team, when that overall group volume hits 500, we are going to throw you a party. On our team, every single new star receives a gift. And I think it's awesome when you as a leader help spread that word to your team. because sometimes I forget to tell the team that. But we send gifts to every new star, and actually they're pretty nice gifts. Do you want to see what I send? Let me grab my purse here. So this one is well used, but we send these travel oil cases, and you can open them up, and they've got room for 12 sample bottles. You can put business cards or whatever in here, and that's a pretty nice gift for hitting the rank of star. The reason that I do that is because I want each new star to be able to take their oils with them. I want it to be easy for them to always have their oils on them at all times, okay? So stars can earn 3 levels deep. Senior stars, that means you've got 2,000 in overall group volume, and you can now earn on 4 levels deep, okay? And the last rank in this creating a foundation part is the rank of executive. And this is the rank where it gets a little bit different because Young Living says you need to have it structured in a very particular way. So you need 4,000 in overall group volume, but you need to have 2 legs. So if I go back to my example of Sally and Mark, I need to have Sally with a volume of at least 1,000 and Mark with a volume of at least 1,000. And then the other 2,000 can come wherever it might be on my team, okay? When you hit the rank of executive, you will be earning 5 levels deep. Now, I want to share one more thing before we go to the next slide. When you enroll someone, so for those of you, I don't know how many we've got here that are brand spanking new and maybe haven't enrolled anyone before, but one of the important things that I like to teach is how much money you can earn when you enroll a new member. So what I want you to get in your mind is that there is a $25 fast start bonus, and then we also earn 25% of whatever the new member's order is. So if they just choose a premium starter kit, that means that your earning will be right at about $50. But if they order the premium starter kit, plus maybe they order some Savvy Minerals makeup, maybe they order some supplements for their children, maybe they add on some Ningxia Red, and let's say that their PV total is 300, you're going to be earning 25% of that. So that's $75 plus the $25 fast start bonus. That means that you would be earning $100 on someone that had a larger order. Plus, let me remind you, every single month, I'll just pull this off my wall beside me, but every month in Young Living, we have special promotions, right? So be sure as you are sharing with people, be sure that you tell them, hey, if your order is at the 300 PV level, you're going to be earning all of these things for free. And do you know how excited and how happy a brand new member is when they are just getting started and they earn free things? They are super stoked. That's a really nice way to get started. So I like to remind people of that. All right, so another thing that is important to know is the Rising Star bonus is kind of another one of those levels of income that we can earn. Now, this is a very special bonus because it is only paid out to stars, senior stars, and executives, okay? And in order to receive it, you must have a 100 PV Essential Rewards order yourself. But remember, that's what you're going to have because you're telling Young Living, I am a serious business builder. I'm going to invest in my health, my family's desire to make our home chemical free, and that's just our investment. So in order to get the Rising Star bonus, you have to have your team structured in a very specific way. And before we talk about the structure, let's talk about where this money comes from. So this is a pool of money that is based on 1% of Young Living's monthly commissionable sales. So they take everything that Young Living earns that month, they take 1% of it, and they divide that amongst everybody that qualifies, okay? Average shares for the Rising Star bonus are usually somewhere between $35 and $50. There may be some of you that are on this call tonight that are currently receiving the Rising Star bonus, and you might have the most accurate report of what the Rising Star bonus pool is right now. So if you want to type that in the chat box, feel free and give us the up-to-the-minute report. So the whole idea behind this structure of Rising Star Team Bonus is to help you get to executive quickly. So there is some strategy to this, and you have the opportunity to earn 6 total shares, okay? And they come in different groups. So you see the yellow group, the orange group, and the red group. In order to earn your first share, you need to be on Essential Rewards for 100 PV yourself. You need to have 3 legs. So Sally, Mark, and Maggie, okay? We'll say that those are their names. Each of them need to be on 100 PV on Essential Rewards, and each of them need to have an overall group volume of 300. So that means that if you enroll 3 people, then you're going to continue working with them. You're going to help them do classes, help them do one-on-ones, help them build their Essential Rewards order. Basically just give that stellar customer support that we want to give to people. And as their groups grow and they each have a group volume of 300, you will earn 1 share of the Rising Star bonus pool, okay? Then let's say that Sally and Mark, they are go-getters and they keep sharing and they keep having classes, and they jump from the yellow section, they jump over here to the orange, and their volume is now 500 OGV each. And then what I say is we bring in 2 more new people and help them fill in those yellow circles, okay? That's kind of how I visualize that. So once you get all 5 of those filled, you will earn a total of 3 shares. So 1 yellow, 2 for the orange, okay? As the OGV goes up, you get more shares. So if the shares are $50 each, we'll say for easy math, you would be earning $150 with those 2. The third step, those numbers are kind of hard to read, but again, in the colored circles, it remains 100 PV on Essential Rewards for your top people. And then we need to help those 2 really, gregarious business builders. They've now hit 1,000 each. So Sally and Mark are doing fantastic. We've filled in the other circles with some more new friends, but we've got these 2 each at 1,000. And so if you do the math and you add up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 900 plus your 100, guess what your OGV is, friends? 4,000. And so remember, if we flip back to this slide, if you have an OGV of 4,000 and you have 2 legs of 1,000, you just hit executive. Woohoo! All right. So isn't that cool how that works out? Now, I know in a perfect world, I know that things don't always fall in line just like that, but it's important to kind of know where you're headed and which legs you want to be building and structuring and pouring into for the optimum success, okay? So speaking of success, we're going to move on here to the top 5 keys to success. So oftentimes people ask me, and all leaders, what does it really take? In fact, I got a message yesterday on Facebook from a gal that I don't even know. And she said, I understand that you're a Young Living Diamond. I wondered if I could call you and interview you because I feel like I'm in a rut and I just want to know, what does it really take to build this business? And you guys, here's the thing. It's really basic, but the number one thing is consistency. If you are consistent at any level, and I told you my story, I started out like diving in headfirst into the deep end. We were doing 4, 5, 6 classes a week. You can do that, okay? I don't know if it's the best method because eventually you'll burn out, okay? And I don't want to advocate that, but I wanted that momentum on my side. But whatever pace you are comfortable with setting, if you just commit to yourself to be consistent in that pace, I promise you, you will succeed in this business. So if you say, Skyla, all that I can manage is 1 class a month, you know what I'll say? Fantastic. Do it. Commit to it and never waver. Do 1 class that is out of this world, because you want to know something, you guys? This isn't even in my notes. This is free bonus material. Even the diamonds, the very top level, royal crowns and crowns, on average, are enrolling 2 to 3 people a month. So if you had 1 really awesome class every month and you consistently enrolled 2 to 3 people a month, you're hitting diamond. You're going to get there. You just can't quit, okay? The second thing, second key to success is helping people share with family, friends, and others. That is the key to our success. So it's not just you enrolling, but it's then you helping those people learn how to share. Our whole job as network marketing professionals is to build networks. And the way that we do that is by connecting people, okay? Third item, we have to be duplicable. Please, I know you're all amazing, but don't be so phenomenally amazing that nobody can duplicate you, okay? I make mistakes on a regular basis, mostly because I make mistakes, but sometimes I make mistakes on purpose because I want people to know that anybody can do this, okay? You cannot build a business to diamond alone. You have to have a team. And the way that you're going to attract a team is by having a bunch of people look at you and say, I could do what she's doing. That's how it's going to work, okay? Fourth item, the Young Living lifestyle. You guys, people have to know that this is an integrated lifestyle. We do not just have oils. We have the whole thing for the kitchen and the laundry room, for the bathroom and the makeup counter. We have it all. And the sooner we can expose people to the entire lifestyle, the sooner that people will find the items that really change their life and they'll be hooked, okay? They will never want to leave this lifestyle. And finally, we've talked on it a little bit already, but essential rewards. This is our bread and butter, folks. If there were one statistic that you need to focus on in your business building, it is your ER percentage. Track it monthly and watch it grow and figure out how to make it grow. So I do essential rewards promotions. In fact, we have one going on this month. I visit with people who are putting in orders of $200 or $300 or $400 that aren't on ER. Oh my goodness, my heart breaks for them because I want them to be reaping the benefits of those free products and all the points. So look out for your team. I promise you nobody will ever get mad at you if you call them and tell them that you want to help them earn more free products. Nobody's ever going to get mad at you for that, okay? This is one of my favorite slides in this presentation, and I'm so sorry for the green line. I don't have any control over that. I think someone has an iPad, and if you drag your finger just right, it makes all these cool lines. but I don't know how to erase it. So we have more decoration tonight. It's all good. So Vicki Opfer, I want to show you this book. This has become a favorite of mine. This is a book called Essential Sharing, and it is written by Vicki Opfer and her son, Chris. And let me just tell you a tiny bit about Vicki. She was the second Young Living Diamond in all of Young Living, okay? So she's been around for like 23 years. This lady is a legend. And not only that, but her career prior to Young Living was in IT. So as you can imagine, she's got one of these fantastic analytical brains where she loves to crunch the numbers, right? So what Vicki did was she took 23 years of data and she crunched it down and said, okay, knowing everything that I know about my team, and she's got an enormous organization that she can look at the numbers of. What she calculated was that over the years, an average order is $135. And what she also noticed, if you look at this column, that stands for activity rate. She also noticed that her group had an average activity rate of 35%. So that means that, you know, no matter how big your group is, on average, about 35% of them are going to order faithfully every month, okay? So all she did was kind of reverse engineer this to tell us approximately how many people do we need to hit each rank in the company. And I think this is so fascinating. So to hit silver, you need a group volume of 10,000. If an average order is $135, you need 77 orders. Well, if the activity rate of your group is 35%, then that means that in order to get 77 orders, you need a group of about 220 people. Isn't that cool? I just think that is so fascinating. So if you're looking to rank up, or you're just curious, holy cow, how many people does it take to hit Royal Crown? This gives you an idea that, you know, for some of us, you need to enroll enough people that might be the size of the town you live in, maybe bigger, right? But fortunately, our networks are vast, and these numbers do not necessarily represent all the people that we know personally, but it's the people that we know, it's their friends and friends of theirs and friends of theirs, and our network just continues to expand on and on. So another wonderful tip that Vicki shares in her book, Essential Sharing, is how she closes out her classes or her one-on-ones. And so this is huge, you guys. If you're teaching classes and you do a stellar job of passing the oils around and telling people about the quality of the oils and the history of the company and all of that stuff, you can have a stellar class. But if at the end, if you just fold up your book and thank them for coming and walk out the back door, how many enrollments do you think you're going to get? Not too many, right? So we have to have a very confident, very comfortable way to wrap up our classes so that people feel good about joining your group. So I love this strategy. It's simple. It's the good, better, best. So you've probably already read it by now, but Vicki suggests that we simply give people 3 options. So thank you for coming to my class tonight. I just wanted to let you know that there are 3 ways to get started with Young Living. There's good, better, and best. So the good way is ordering retail. The better way is becoming a wholesale member. And the best way is, of course, kind of a combination of 2 and 3. Become a wholesale member and get signed up for Essential Rewards. And you can go into detail about the perks of each of those different choices. But psychologically, you guys, when someone hears 3 choices, good, better, and best, which one do they want to choose? They want best, right? We all want the best for ourselves, for our families. So more often than not, if you give them those 3 choices, they will choose the 3rd choice, okay? So make sure you give them that option. Another success tip, and this is something that I do get asked frequently, how do you spend your time? What does a successful Young Living business builder do in order to build the business? And this is very important. No matter if you have 2 hours a day to commit to your business or 2 hours a week, whatever that amount of time is, you need to be spending 80% of your time on income producing activities. And we call those IPAs for short. But income producing activities include sharing, enrolling, and helping your team members share and enroll. Okay? It can also include teaching the business, like we're doing tonight, so that people can kind of expand their vision. But you need to be with people. That's where the action comes from, okay? The other 20% of your time can be on everything else. So if you need to train people on how to use their virtual office, if you need to spend time scheduling social media posts, if you need to spend time organizing your oil bottles in alphabetical order, that all falls into the other 20%, okay? But 80% of your time needs to be spent with people, okay? Some folks that you visit with may or may not be familiar with the concept of network marketing. Some people come in a little scarred. They might have had a bad experience. So let me give you my favorite way to handle that. Sometimes if people will ask, oh, is that network marketing, or is that one of those businesses? And they might have a negative connotation in their voice. My favorite way to respond is something to the effect of, oh, it sounds like you have a story. It sounds like you've maybe been down this road before and something happened. Tell me your story. And when you do that, their guard comes down and they don't see you as being defensive or trying to sell them something. They see you as being compassionate and empathetic and as a very good listener. So keep that in mind. Honestly, the network marketing industry, this profession is creating more successful entrepreneurs than any profession out there. The reason is because it gives all of us an opportunity to get in at a very, very low price. Where else on the planet, you guys, could we start $1 million businesses with an entry cost of less than $200? Where could that happen? This is truly unique. And I'm here to tell you that there is no cap on how big you can grow or how much you can earn. So take advantage of that opportunity. Some questions, if you are talking to someone brand new that isn't in Young Living yet, and they might have sought you out looking for a business opportunity, these are some questions that should be in their mind, okay? You should ask good questions about the company that you're about to join. So, how long has the company been in business? For us, it's about 24 years. And you guys, I cannot tell you how much security and comfort that brings to me, because I've had people come to me before, especially now that I've had some success in Young Living, that must put a target on my back that for other companies to come and say, oh, you should come and take a look at my company. Why on earth would I want to jump ship? I don't know. I don't. But one of the things that people have said is, listen, you can get in on the ground floor. This is brand new. It's just starting in your state. And you know what that says to me is, major risk. I like my company to be well seasoned and secure, and that's what we have. Does the company have integrity? You better believe it. And we are living that out every day in our individual teams and with our corporate staff. Do you align with the company's vision and purpose? Well, let me tell you a little something about our company's vision and purpose. I know that our founder, Gary Young, has said he will never, ever create a product that is just to sell. He always creates a product to help people. And I think that's a pretty amazing purpose. We are not in this for the money. And it feels good to be a part of a company whose values are that high. What is the company's track record? Well, let me tell you, last year, 2 years ago, we hit $1 billion. And this year, we are currently at 1.5 billion in sales. And it will not be long before we are a $2 billion company every single year. That is all thanks to people like you who are doing an amazing job of living the Young Living lifestyle and sharing that with others. It's good to ask some questions about the team that you are about to join. Or if you're talking to someone, have some information about our team. Or if you're not on our team, whatever team you are a part of. But people want to be reassured that they're joining a Young Living team that has a proven track record. Okay, we absolutely do. In fact, those of you that are on my team or anywhere under Sonia, we have got one of the most rich lineages in Young Living, with diamond after diamond after diamond, leading right up to our Royal Crown Diamond, Deborah Rayburn. And what that translates to is that you have got a ton of incredible support, okay? We do have leaders in our upline that have over 20 years of network marketing experience. And what that means for us is that we have had some of the best training and education anywhere available, okay? We have lots of specific training tools in place and that are available. I recommend my favorites, but I go back to what we talked about first. There's one path to diamond, right? And that's your path. And if Sarah Harnish's game plan book is your favorite, then I want you to lock into that and run with it. If Vicki Opfer's Essential Sharing book is your favorite, use it to its fullest potential. The point is, you got to find what resonates with you and then create the action to make it work. Okay, questions about how to get started? It's very simple. Most people get started with a premium starter kit, and business builders will oftentimes get started with Essential Rewards. Monthly overhead to earn a commission, we've talked about that several times, but it's 100 PV on Essential Rewards. That will get you everything you've got coming to you. And how much should I budget for monthly business tools and a website? Well, let me tell you that when you're first starting out, it is not necessary to have a website. It's not even necessary to have business cards. But if you choose to, I would say that you could probably budget about $50 a month and be pretty safe getting started. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but you can actually get a duplicated website that looks very nice right on Young Living. So if you go, I think if you go into, is it member resources perhaps? Somebody can type that in if you've done that recently. I can't remember, but I believe in the member resources category, you can sign up for your website, and it's quite simple. Okay, so if you happen to be visiting us tonight and you are not yet a member, I invite you to become a member by enrolling with the person that invited you. And one of the most important things that I will slip in right here, you guys, is about the integrity of Team Young Living, and most certainly the integrity of our team we always want people to enroll with those that have invited them. So I keep all of my classes open, which means that anyone from any team is always welcome to come. And if I have a friend in Indianapolis that knows someone in Des Moines, and she says, Skyla, would it be okay if my friend came to your house for your class? I would say, of course. And if that friend comes and they love what they hear and they're ready to get started, I would make darn sure that they get enrolled under their friend in Indianapolis. I would never enroll them under me. That's just operating with integrity, you guys. And I hope and I pray that we are setting that standard daily, that we respect people where they are and encourage people to bloom where they're planted. So the same goes for if you're on a team and you feel like, oh gosh, you know, I like so-and-so's classes better. You know what? It's not cool to jump ship, okay? Stay where you are, bloom where you're planted. Since we are open and all of Team Young Living, we can still invite people to come to classes if they're friends and they just happen to enroll under somebody else. It's okay. We just don't ever want to create that environment where we're trying to, you know, move people from one group to another, because all I can assure you is it comes back. So we put out the energy that we want to get back. And so that's my little pep talk on team integrity. If you are already a member, this is the big one. I want you to become crystal clear on your goals. You guys, I can coach people to action, but only if they tell me what they want to do. So if you come and you say, yeah, I want to succeed in Young Living, can you help me do that? I don't know. What does success look like to you? Does that mean you increase your overall group volume by $10 this month? I probably can help you do that. Or does that mean, you know, are you trying to hit Royal Crown Diamond by the end of the month? I don't know if I can do that. Okay, so we need to be really, really clear with excellent clarity on what your goals are. And I encourage you to create two kinds of goals, both short-term and long-term. So tonight, it is the 19th of the month, okay? We have 11 days left in October. Do you have any idea how much momentum and action and excitement you could create in 11 days? You guys, we just about went executive in 11 days when we started doing classes. And I know that was crazy, but hey, some of you are crazy too. I know this. Okay? So if you want to just say, I'm clearing my schedule for the rest of this month, I am going to put my blinders on and I am running to the finish line of October 31st. I'm going to do this. I would love to cheer you on, to give you some tips. But if you sit silently on the couch and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know what I want to do. I can't do anything, okay? And it's not just me, it's all of your upline. But what I'm saying is just gain that clarity. Create your short-term goals. What do you want to do by the end of this month? And then create your long-term goals. Maybe where do you want to be 1 year from now? Both of those are very, very important, because once you set a goal, we can reverse engineer it. That's one of my favorite things to do. You tell me where you want to be a year from now, and I'll tell you how to get there by breaking it down and going backwards, okay? It's super fun to do. The 5 most important basic building blocks of Young Living success, these are the skills that you have to learn, okay? Some of you came into this business knowing how to do these things, and it has blessed you and your group has multiplied. Some of you came into this business and you were like, yeah, I have no idea how to speak in front of a group, and that's an area where you've had to grow and work. So you need to know how to invite people, how to present, how to follow up. You need to know how to enroll, and you need to know how to grow leaders. So some of those are easy, like knowing how to enroll someone. That's a tactical task, okay? That's, do you know the website to go to? Do you know where to put in your member number? That's easy, right? Knowing how to invite, this takes a little relationship skill. You need to know how to talk people's language. You need to know how to reach out. Is it effective to only do Facebook invitations? No, it's not. But can you do Facebook invitations in conjunction with maybe a texting invitation or a snail mail invitation or phone calls or emails? Yes, I think it goes really well. Learning how to present. We're all going to have to present at some point to someone, okay? Even if it's a one-on-one, you've got to have that confidence. And the best news is, you guys, we have scripts. So Sarah Harnish has a script and game plan that's awesome. Vicki has a script in here that is awesome. What I encourage you to do is lay out all your choices for scripts and then tweak them and make it yours. Get comfortable so that when you say it, when you read it, you're like, yeah, this is me. Okay, that's the key. Growing leaders really takes personal development, both for you and for your leaders, because we need to learn how to coach people. And in order to coach people, you have to have been coachable yourself. Okay, so that's an important one there. Last but not least, this little bottle of oil, friends. Woo! This is your friend, okay? This is abundance. And I encourage every one of my builders to own a bottle or 3 of these, okay? I think it's important to carry some with you at all times. This oil was used like water. It still is used almost like water, but for sure in the beginning, I was diffusing it all over our house. I was rubbing it on myself. I was rubbing it on my phone, my computer, my wallet, our door, the car, you name it. Anything that you want to use to attract abundance into your life, use abundance oil for. It is an amazing thing. So I'm going to turn off our screen share at this point, and we're going to come back together. Oh my goodness, look at all of you that are here. How fantastic. I do hope that this was helpful. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody that came. Oh my goodness. And be watching for, I'm going to try to get the post up yet tonight for what's coming up on Thursday Night Live next week. Okay. I don't have my calendar in front of me and I'm drawing a blank, so forgive me for that. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, say thank you for coming. But remember, you can stick around for Q&A if you choose to afterwards.